Lovely. Upgrade skills and work. New tech skills to help people see in development. Excellent, excellent.
You're all here from Meetup
Uh,
because I forgot to put it on LinkedIn to remind people to come today. So it's just Meetup, folks. Thank you all for
uh-huh.
showing up. And I
So when you
know I've
said
invited people from around the world. So if anyone's here from India, I apologize. I know it's late in the evening, or Australia, where it's even later.
we have got some people here from India, so welcome for coming. Thank you for
7:30
staying
in the
up.
evening. 7:30 in the evening is not too late. This is kind of why I picked this time. Anyone here from the west coast of the US or Canada? I apologize to you too, because you are up at 7 a.m. So we're spanning the globe today. Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go, Bay Area.
lovely. So those of you that have put in Meetup, that's where you saw saw the detail of this event. Um, what are you hoping to get out of it? To meet up, to connect with other people here, um, or is there something else? So what does that meetup actually mean? Get certified networking, right?
How many of you are already
Okay.
developers? All right, Emilio, I see you. And everyone else, feel free to put on your video if you want, but please don't unmute because that's going to be painful. We have a lot of us on here today.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we're at the 100 mark, Maya.
Yeah,
You able to
and
get YouTube working now? Yeah.
yes,
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
and there's only one person there. Look at that. I see
So
all of you
far,
even on YouTube. That's
so
fun.
far. Excellent. Lovely.
Now, so I
Right, so
should probably bring up my screen. That's not what I meant.
we've got a lot of people here looking for certification to find out what this is all about. The opportunity to network, connect, support, accountability, an opportunity to upskill. Um, so all great stuff.
All right. And for today, I am going to be the one in charge, which means Karen's going to be the one monitoring the chat, and she's going to be the one trying to keep an eye on YouTube. Yes, Karen, can you keep an eye on YouTube too?
Cool.
It's on our Practical AI channel on streams, on the
Okay.
live stream. Yeah.
I'll
There.
try.
See, this is the thing I should have done earlier. Warned her.
Yep. Yep. I've
Okay,
not done this before on the YouTube side, so that's interesting.
I'll try and keep an eye on it then.
No, no,
Don't
no.
worry.
I mean, I'll do it, but yes, I'll.
Okay, so I've got my chat on this side. I can keep an eye on that here. Um, we're here for the Google AI Professional Certificate. What this is this one is the 7 week one. So every Monday we'll meet for 90 minutes. And my hope is that you will all watch the videos in advance, not for this week, because obviously I didn't tell you to watch the videos. But going forward, we will watch the videos in advance. If you can read this, we'll do the labs together right here in class. And then you'll go home and over the week, you'll try to repeat what we did in the labs so that you get comfortable. And of course, the more you practice, the more confident you are when you actually take your quizzes. At the end of the 7 weeks is when I'm going to say you should go do the Google Skills certification because the free trial is only a 7 day free trial. So there's no point signing up for it today because, if we're doing a 7 week thing, we won't be done by 7 days from now. If you do want to do it quickly, this weekend I'm doing a 2 day intensive. So you can sign up for that one as well or instead. And, we'll do it in 2 days. I expect you to have today's work already done when you come in on Saturday so that we can do courses 2 through 7, three
This
hours a
weekend,
day.
I'm doing a 2 day intensive, so you can sign up for that one as
Whoa,
well, or instead. And we'll do
sorry.
it in 2 days. I expect you to have today's work already done when you
Back,
come in on
help.
Saturday, so that we can do courses 2 through 7, three
This
hours a
weekend,
day. I'm doing a 2 day intensive, so you can.
Sorry about that. I just heard someone else's voice. How may, how may, how may, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. But you can sign up for the intensive on the same meetup group. It's just a different event. And that one is Saturday, Sunday. The 2 day intensive also starts at the same time as this. So, whatever time it is right now, same time. It's on the meetup group. It's written there as Google AI Professional Certificate Weekend Intensive. So just go there and register for it. And again, same thing, you'll get the link in the email. So use a real email, otherwise you won't get the link. You know how that works.
Maya, maybe just give a little bit of a summary on what this School AI Professionals certification is, what it's about.
Thank you. Very good reminder. I am just going to go back to my slide. Am I in presentation mode? I don't know. Okay. So what this is a very beginner-friendly introduction to AI from Google, of course. And we have basically we learn about basic prompting. We learn how to go into AI. We learn into Google's Gemini. We learn how to do little images. We learn about prompt chains. We also do a high-level overview of what agentic AI is. And then at the end, we have a little bit more complex projects, and especially the agentic AI. That's the last course, and that is a little bit more complicated. But we will all have, we're going to go through it step by step. I'm literally starting today assuming that all you know how to do is go to google.com, right? If you want, you've all got your laptops, I hope, or whatever. And we will do just type in gemini.google.com, and that should take you to Gemini if you've never been there. Okay. So that's
My Mura is asking whether we'll be covering vibe coding.
we will not. This course is not for vibe coding, unfortunately. But we did a vibe coding thing. There was a Kaggle vibe coding training, a 5 day training that we did last couple of weeks ago. So go check on the YouTube channel. We've got it there. Okay. Now the thing to remember, okay, before we do all that, let me do one more thing and get you this handout. Anyone with the link can see it. I'm going to drop that into the chat for you because this is the overall handout. This tells you where your Google Drive is. Inside that, there are going to be folders for every course. And you will also see this attendee handout in there. And that's basically all you need. You guys wanted the shareable link for the thing. There we go. That's the Kaggle course, if you guys want to watch the replays. Okay, so the thing to remember, this is now getting into the actual course. We've got another 75 minutes left, and I don't want to be rushing. So the mindset shift is basically, it's not a vending machine. Don't think of it as I ask a question, it gives me an answer. If you do one-off requests, that's very limited. We can do it. You still get results that are useful, but treat it like you would someone you're working with or a friend you're talking with. You know, treat it like an intelligent person who can discuss with you. So reiterate, refine, guide, argue with it if you need to. And remember that you are in the driver's seat. You decide what to accept, what to refine, and what to reject. And that control should never leave you. Like, don't just blindly tell AI, do something and assume that what it's giving you is the right answer. Use your intelligence. This is like in the day of creating websites, right? People would start up websites about topics they knew nothing about. Guess what happened to those blogs? They never succeeded. Because if you don't know what you're talking about, it's very clear to the reader, right? Same thing with AI. AI knows things, but it doesn't know your job. It doesn't know your life. It's up to you to treat it, to teach it and or to guide it as you go. So there's basically three ways to use AI, right? We can use it for organizing and understanding everything. So this is basically, especially with AI, AI is contributing to the problem. There's information overload. The best thing to do when you get really overwhelmed is step back and ask AI. Like I often do this. I just say ELI 5, explain like I'm 5 years old. Give me a real world example. And it makes it much easier for me to understand if I do that. Because AI assumes at some level that you understand whatever it says. It's like when you're talking to your best friend or your spouse and you expect them to read your mind. They can't. And neither can AI read your mind. So be careful and elaborate. AI can also organize things for you, long documents, your meeting notes, your competitor. I mean, I have friends who basically pointed it at their desktop and said, clean up this desktop for me, organize all my files for me. And it did a great job. So that's that was the first way, is basically treating it as a collaborator to organize stuff. Next is you can create new things, of course. Anyone, this has been the vast majority of how people have been using ChatGPT. Let me create content, let me create a new idea for something. Basically, use it as an idea generator. And, it can help you draft the text, it can help you make the first pass. You refine it and then go through. The biggest advantage of this is if you've ever tried writing, if you do writing for a living, if you're stuck on doing your homework, usually the problem is the first step, right? That blank page is very intimidating. And AI removes the blank page idea. You just literally tell AI, this is my homework. I need to do, I need an idea for this, help. Or I need to put out a social media post. This is what my organization does. Can you give me some ideas? Or like, that example of the blog post, you're starting a blog post in a new blog post on a topic but you still are kind of stuck because you don't know what to write about that people might be interested in. You ask it to give you a series of ideas, and then you refine, refine, refine. It can also, oh, I've got little feathers floating around. It can also generate images. You all know that. Gemini actually is one of the interesting ones because, well, not Gemini, the Google's AI ecosystem, because it's got images, it's got video, it's got Notebook LM, which we will also be using. It's absolutely fantastic. There's so much new stuff in there that not all of the other AIs, not all the other LLMs will offer. And of course, the third way is you improve and refine. We've already been talking about that. You check for clarity, you sharpen its arguments, you sharpen your arguments with its help, and you can catch errors, right? So one thing I do when I'm brainstorming ideas, I often tell it, now act as if I design apps. So I tell it, now act as if you're Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. Tell me what my blind spots are. What am I not seeing? And it comes up with some really good ones that I would not have noticed, like, real world constraints where you have to worry about the audience not wanting what you want, pricing being too high, too low, the audience not knowing who you are, therefore the pricing too high, too low. It's a lot of fine things that you may not realize that an AI can catch. And the biggest payoff, of course, is that it's not just about speed. Yes, AI saves time, but the point is it's not about saving time, it's about getting better quality output, helping you clarify your own thinking, and it gives you more confidence when you've got something that you can start working on, right? If it gives you a first draft, then you can look at it and say, oh, wait, that's wrong, or that's in the wrong order, rearrange it. You forgot this aspect, you forgot that aspect. It's much easier to do with an AI than we've been doing on our own. And of course, as long as you've done your homework and done your part of the thing, you wind up with much stronger output. It's more persuasive and it's better thought out. Now, the one rule, every AI course should tell you this: do not put sensitive data into public AI tools. So no social security number, social insurance number, credit card number, PAN, EPAN, passwords, client data, your business information, your pricing lists. Don't put all of that stuff into a public AI. What's a public AI? It's the generic version, either the free or the personal version of every LLM. If you're in an enterprise or team plan, they give you some guarantees. But again, if you are not comfortable with your information being potentially accessed by someone else, I would not put that in. So the reason I'm saying that is, things like I brainstorm business ideas with my AI all the time. I should not be doing that, ideally, because what's happening is even if I'm using, Anthropic says they don't train on your data if you're using the API. But the reality is the data is leaving your computer. It's going to Anthropic's server, even through the API, right? Because that's where the intelligence lives. It's on Anthropic servers. And then it comes back to you. You have no control of what happens to it while it's at Anthropic. Right now, they're saying they won't use it for training, but things can change. Google's original tagline was something like "do no harm." That tagline went away a long time ago. So the bottom line is, especially also now that you've got OpenAI saying that we've got ads, which means just like Facebook did, in order to serve those ads, they need to know about you. So all that information you're giving it is being used to sell you ads, which is used to sell more stuff. Your pocket gets empty a little faster. So that was all the don't do stuff. Now let's take a look at how machine learning actually works. So what's happening is that AI isn't a series of instructions, right? It's basically learning. Machine learning is the process of finding patterns in massive amounts of data. But the way it's learning is not one step at a time. It's more a conglomerate of information. You've got all the knowledge that it was trained on. Like, of course, every little thing on the web has been used to train AI. Copyright infringement was basically never even considered. They just went and trained on everything: poetry, art, documents, like entire books, all the technical books, all the fiction, everything's in there. But this is now done in a neural network, so now it's learning patterns. It's not learning rules. It's basically noticing, clusters of information. So what you think of as a logical series of steps that AI is giving you is actually just relations, like whatever's close to that main topic you selected, that's what it's showing you. And the other thing it does, of course, it learns by inference. You show it thousands and thousands of zebras, cows, elephants, whatever. It understands that this is a zebra, a cow, or an elephant. And then if it finds a new one in the wild, like you show it a new photograph of something else, and it says, ah, there's a zebra in there, or there's a cow, there's an elephant. So it can generalize from a pattern to new cases. And by the way, if you have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Will you get cloud skill credits to take those or Google AI professional courses? You don't need cloud skill. We're going to be using Google Skills, and it's free on there with a free trial. That's a 7-day free trial. Okay, so now the 3 ways of learning, the other option of the other view on 3 ways of learning, it does supervised learning, which basically means, all those ads you've seen from data annotation, come train the models. What's happening there is that people are looking at actual data, labeling everything. So the correct answer is already known. You, it's like the example says, you if you if you're looking at a test that's already been marked, you start understanding the patterns, right? So you can understand what's the right answer given that question. You also understand what the common mistakes are. The second one is unsupervised learning. You basically give it a bunch of data or images or whatever, and it starts recognizing the patterns. The third one is reinforcement learning. That is when it's learned through trial or error, and then you correct it. This is the kind of learning that we do when we're interacting with an AI. So for that, you basically talk to it, it gives you an answer, and you guide it. You say, yes, that was right, perfect, thank you. Or you say, oh no, I need that changed. And that's how the AI masters things. And apparently that's how AI masters games and more complex real world tasks. And of course, as you know, AI, modern AIs combine all three of these approaches. Uh, Shiva Kanishvara, you're saying, can you provide documentation on Google skills? I think that is not part of this. You don't need the cloud skills at all for this course. It is basic, very introductory. All we're going to do is there's a website called skills.google.com, I think, and we go there and sign up for that. Thanks, Karen. Yeah. So with all the strengths of AI, there are also a few limitations we need to be aware of. One, of course, is data bias. If you train AI over and over on something, even if you train a human being on the same thing over and over, that's the image it builds in its mind. So, for example, if you know about heart disease, right? Most of the research on heart disease has actually been done on men. Why? Because most of the doctors are men. Women's heart attacks present very differently. So if you took all that heart attack data and the symptoms, the treatment, everything that we have currently and fed it into AI, which is literally what they are doing, you're just perpetrating that data bias. The same human bias now lives in the AI. And the AI doesn't know because that's what it was trained up. The other thing, of course, this was the knowledge cutoff was huge a couple of years ago when AI was very young. I remember, I think October 2022 was the cutoff. So the training data ends on a specific date. It doesn't know what happened last week. So basically, you need to tell it what time frame you need and double check the answers. And the third thing is that there is drift, right? So the accuracy and the behavior can change over time, especially if you have a long conversation. What happens in a long conversation is also context rot, where it knows things from the beginning of your conversation, it knows things from the end of your conversation. But if there was something important, like right in the middle of your 150,000 token conversation, it is not going to know. It's not going to remember. And then that's when you get the very irritating back and forth where you say, but I told you this. And the AI says, oh, I apologize, and goes and makes the next mistake, right? So instead of just going on the long session, give it a fresh context at the start of each session, summarize at the end of the session so that the next time you need that information, you have the full summary and you can use that summary to start a new session. Okay, any questions so far?
Nope. I think
Nope, nope.
everything's good.
Yeah, I'm
People have
keeping
shared
an
a
eye
couple of
on
things.
there.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
okay. So, time for a lab. Everybody going in there, go on to gemini.google.com. And I'm just going to copy this for us. Drop it into the chat. And go ahead and stick it in there. So I'm going to go to gemini.google.com. This is not even a, well, I guess it is. I was going to say it's not a signed in account, but it is. There we go. Help me brainstorm 5 compelling ways to structure this presentation. Yeah. Remember, of course, my manager is Karen. She's sitting right there. So she's watching me do this. And, with no, it doesn't, this AI does not know my business. Just FYI. I, I use multiple separate AIs in multiple Google accounts. And without knowing that, it kind of gave me a decent output. All right. Here we go. So find a hook. So out of the options that it gave you, find one that you like. And where did that go? There we go. In my case, I like the competitor, cost of inaction. Let's go with with number 3. You can do this yourself, by the way. You don't have to just sit and watch me. This is just like quick little things. And I'm going to say, I need a more powerful hook for my introduction.
Maya Sergey is asking why AI begins to throw out context at about 150,000 tokens, or is it only with the
Um, it's not just with the free models. It's literally because with every question or answer, it's taking the entire 150,000 tokens and sending it to the AI. And then it's bringing it back. So this is also why if you're on a API call thing, this is why the calls get more and more expensive the longer the chat is, because it's carrying, like, it starts out with 2 conversations back and forth, then 3, then 4. So by the time you're at 150 tokens, that's 50,000 tokens. That's a big chunk of data. So at this point, it's basically getting memory rot and context rot. So the smart thing to do is, I don't know about Gemini, but in Claude, there's a slash compact that basically condenses that, takes the key information from that, and then you can use the condensed version to go back and forth.
So somebody on the on YouTube is asking again, well, similarly, I suppose, how to process big requests with less tokens. So
It's
there
it's
you go.
ooh, get your request as short as you can, like as concise. There's no need for extra fluff. I also do one thing. I tell my AIs, try to answer me in 3 sentences or less. ChatGPT, for example, is extremely verbose. It gives you like a page of text for every answer. So I try not to do that. Sorry, Michael, you were asking what's a hook? A hook is in marketing, it's like the thing that gets people's attention and makes them interested. So here, for example, the hooks that it's giving me is the shadow IT angle, the employee secret. 29% of employees admit to using tools to do their daily work without telling their managers. Guess what happens if you start using AI at work without telling your manager? Um, trouble. Trouble is what happens because your manager needs to know, your company needs to have a a uh, a governance, an AI governance standard. So they need to know, they need to be able to tell you, do not put company information, blah, blah, blah. Um, yeah. So now in this case, the hook is the employees are doing this without your permission. Your manager thinks that they are the ones to decide whether or not the team should use AI. What's actually happening is that your team is probably already using AI. They're not just saying so. Or the second hook, bring your own AI. 78% of people are bringing their own tools. And that is the risk of inaction. This means that, you've got someone using ChatGPT, someone using Claude, someone using something else. Folks, it's perfectly fine to overthink, not a problem. That's just a comment on the chat. Um,
Marissa is asking, should I use personalizations or will it shorten the context window in the end?
Explain to me what you mean by personalizations. I'm not sure I understand. You can also use the hook of, this is again assuming that you're trying to convince your manager. Generative AI reached 53% population adoption in just 3 years. Well, people, if a manager still is sticking in that AI is a bubble like crypto or NFTs, no, this is much more like the Industrial Revolution, right? Where it's a small thing that changed, then another small thing that changed, and then suddenly, you know, industrialization, automation of different kind, very different kind of automation was everywhere. And people either had to adjust or their business died. And I'm going back to number 3 there. And you say, okay, I like this statistic or that statistic. I'm going to paste that in here. I like that statistic, using it, draft an opening paragraph for my presentation, 3 options. So basically, you're seeing what we're doing, right? We're giving it a question, it's giving you some answers, you're picking an answer, telling it to do more with it.
There are a few questions in the chat, Maya. Kenneth is talking about persona system prompts. I think you're referring to the personalizations there, maybe, Kenneth? So talking about personas, whether you should be using personas, Maya, in your prompts.
Should be using personas if they're relevant, right? So if you're asking for advice on marketing, it actually would not hurt to say your role is that of a marketing expert.
I think, yeah, across the board, isn't it?
It
Personas
is. It
can be
is.
very, very helpful because of the wealth of knowledge in the bank of knowledge in the any of the LLMs. If you're
Right.
asking it to operate in a certain level, or a certain specific persona, then it knows exactly what you're looking for rather than guessing.
So since you asked, there's your answer right there on the slide. So you want to give it a persona, you want to give it the context, like for a product launch targeting blah blah blah. You want to give it the task. What is it that you want me to do with that persona and that context? And then you say, here's the output format. I want all of that. Or I want a SWOT analysis, or I want a Google sheet, whatever it is. And the 3 C's, right? You be concise, you be clear, and you're consistent. Keep your vocabulary consistent. Don't call it a spreadsheet in one prompt and a matrix in the other, or table, right? And then, of course, for the output, always judge it on accuracy, bias, relevancy, and consistency. The more you work with AI, the more used to it you'll get. So in some ways, it's going to be training you, but you are also going to be training it. I hate to admit, but I've started using phrases that are very AI-ish, which is really annoying because now everybody's going to think I'm an AI when I write something. Okay. So again, lab time. Pull out your computers, folks, if you've got them with you. If not, you're welcome to watch as I do the same thing, right? So I'm going to drop this in the chat.
Myra, in the on YouTube Live, there's a comment here saying that as a data analyst, how can we practically detect and mitigate data bias in our data sets before using them to train or feed AI models?
It requires more knowing the context. So again, if you're in medicine, you know whether or not the data is male or female skewed, old or young skewed, different people's skin color skewed. Like it's literally It's literally, it's a human bias that's being fed into the AI. So it's not so much that the AI is biased. I'm not sure that answers the question.
Um, not
I
sure.
don't know what the difference
Chat
is in
box
the
will
two
check.
paths there.
Well, I think Maya, you sh w- someone shared the second path, and then there's the Learn AI Skills path. They're two
Okay, why
different
don't I just click on
URL
that?
links.
Oh,
What
learn
is the
AI
exact link to
skills.
what is the exact link to the certificate that
The second one
we
is the one we'll be doing, but
yes.
don't sign up yet. The first one is Google's, marketing thing. And what they want you to do there is go to Coursera. So if I click this link, you'll go to Coursera, which gets started. And Coursera is not free. They give you a 7-day free trial, but during the free trial, you can't take the quizzes, which means you can't get the certificates. You have to pay at least for 1 month. So I would not use that version. Okay.
Right, so to be very clear, this is the course that you're covering, but do not register for it now because you have a limited time to take the certificate for free. Whether you regard, not talking about Coursera, we're linking into Google now. So you're basically telling everybody to watch the course first, watch this first, and then register for the actual course itself. Is that right, Maya?
Yes. And I can tell you that I literally, if anyone wants to know how long it takes, it took me 10 hours. And that's because I use AI every day. So all the introductory stuff I just kind of skimmed. But if you are using every day, you can do that too. 10 hours, right? This is why I decided to host the weekend intensive too. Anyone who wants to do it quickly, just join us there on Saturday and Sunday this week.
So someone is asking and saying, so essentially it's not free, we have to pay for a month. So that's not
Not
correct, is
true.
it?
Not true.
If you go on
If
Coursera, you have to pay for the month, but if you go directly, you have 7 days. Is that right, Maya?
Yes. If you use that second link, the 36441, that link gives you 7 days for free, which you can actually use, including getting the certificate. That's what I did, right? I wanted to prove we could do it. Go look at my LinkedIn. That certificate is there, and I did not pay for it. So that was the only reason I said this is a free course. I mean, Karen and I went back and forth. Is it free? Is it not? Because we first saw Coursera and then realized that Coursera doesn't let you really get the certification. Okay, so back to our lab. You're supposed to be doing labs now, right, folks? Labs, focus.
So when you say labs, Maya, you literally mean kind of hands-on
Hands on. If you've
practice.
got your computer with you and you can do the lab right now, go ahead and do it with me. Here's the first prompt. Okay. Go to google.gemini.com. Even a free account is fine for this. Later in the course, we will need the paid account, but there's a free trial there, so we can use that.
You're talking about Gemini now.
I'm talking about the Gemini free trial.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, it used to be a 30-day free trial, but this morning when I looked, it's only a 14-day free trial, which is very annoying to me. I just gave you the first prompt. I want to learn data visualization to advance in my career. Thanks, Kenneth. All right. Then number 3 is add a persona. And then set a format. Okay, so we're going to do these one by one. Are you guys typing that in? I hope you are. Okay, I'm copying that again, putting that here. Hopefully you can see now I've got all four in a single chat. So you do them one by one, Gada. Yeah, so I'm going to show just literally go into Gemini. I'm going to do a new chat. And I'm just going to say I want to learn data visualization. Not sure where to start. And as you can see, it shows that. And folks on YouTube, I haven't forgotten you. Karen's monitoring to see if you
Yeah,
have questions.
I'm putting the prompts in the
Yeah,
chat.
thank you.
Oh, the Google. Okay.
So all I'm doing is pasting in one after another the four prompts that I put into the chat. Yeah. So this is actually prompt chaining. You're doing one prompt, then asking a second prompt based on that. And now I've told it to ask me questions. What's my current role? I'm a marketing intern. I want to be a growth analyst. Put in whatever makes sense for you, right? This is just an example. Do I have any? I have Google Analytics. And you can see it actually gives me stuff. Again, you use things that make sense for you, like if you're trying to learn something. Or you're trying to get an outcome for your business or for your employer. And right now I just posted a persona thing, act as a career coach. Which of these skills should I look at? This course is completely about Gemini. Prompting is not different, John, and not no, dear Beck. Prompting is not different, but the way you use the skills in Gemini versus versus GPTs, custom GPTs and Chat GPT, slightly different, but it's the same idea. This Zoom link will work every Monday because I've just made it a recurring link. Recordings, well, the live stream is on right now. The recording is literally on our channel right now as a live stream. So after this session ends, you'll see it on YouTube right there. And then if we decide to modify it and, make it a little prettier, then we'll put it in as content on that same channel. Yeah, recordings will be there live. Does Gemini have its own coding agent, Claude Code? It does, but I can't remember its name. I think is that anti-gravity? It might be. Someone else tell me what the CLI is. Yeah, there you go. It is anti-gravity. channel name. The channel name is, we're on YouTube as Practical AI Skills.
Yeah, I'm just putting in the chat the actual link to the live video, so you'll be able to get
Oh,
the chat
thank you.
and the replay from there.
Perfect. You are going to, okay, Dilera, I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry, I butchered it. Um, the videos, the Google official training videos, these are actually the same videos you will see when you go in to do the course officially, but I just want you to have that preview. They're all going to be in your Google Drive. You already have the Google Drive link, so that's where it'll be. And in case you didn't get the Google Drive link, copy link URL and paste that there. There we go. Can I do ML professional certification? That's a different certification, and that's a much longer one. With Anti-Gravity IDE, you get free access to Claude Sonnet and Opus models. Oh, that is good to know. Did not know that. Thank you. AC Merce. Okay. You know what I haven't done? I haven't done the last of the 4 prompts. And I basically just need 3 actions. A 3-step sprint. And look at that. I told it to put it in a table. It put it in a table. You only get one free trial, one 7-day free trial. And that was literally the reason why I said you won't be able to do the ML certification, because I think that's a lot longer course. I forget it's 35 hours or 45 hours. If you're really dedicated and you can do, 8 to 10 hours a day, yes, you can do it in a 7-day trial. Otherwise, you won't be able to. But the good news is you can, if you've got another Gmail account, go do a second 7-day trial, right? And the same thing with the Google AI thing too. You get the 14-day or 30-day free trial, but if you've got a second Google account, you can do another free trial. That's everybody knows how to do that, right? Okay, and here's the final action, a 3-step sprint for me. And it's literally, this is telling you, use it as your career coach, guys, because it is actually extremely powerful. Oh, is it? Thank you, Kenneth. That's actually one that I'm planning to offer, but I haven't looked into it yet. And that is the same Kenneth I see everywhere, right? Hi, Kenneth. He's
Also,
he's
Maya,
attending a lot.
You were planning to put together a membership site for this, weren't
Yes,
you? So
yes.
everybody that is on this call who've signed up through the original link will get access to that, and that will enable you to kind of have that accountability and that support mechanism as you go through this course.
So it's like a school group. You go in there, we pin chats, but you also can chat with others who are in the thing. It is not on school, it's on high level, which is a different platform, but exactly same behavior. And it's got the same kind of things, right? The more you contribute, there's a leaderboard, blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah,
fun,
virtually the same.
pretty much the same, identical almost. UI
Yeah.
is a little different, but yeah. Okay, so how did the lab go, folks? Good, bad? Yes, you will, all of you get to be in there, whether you came from Meetup, from somewhere else. I don't know how you could have found me somewhere else, but yeah, we'll all
Yeah.
get there.
After the event, we'll send out an email to everyone that's registered and make sure
Yeah.
that you've got the links.
And anyone who's watching on YouTube, if you're not coming through Meetup, like if you showed up because YouTube suggested it or recommended it, please sign up, because without that, I won't have your email address.
All right. Some people on YouTube are saying that they have tried to sign up a few times, but they've not been able to. It didn't work for some reason. Or can you maybe put the Zoom link into the document?
Listeners, okay. I will see you on Saturday then. So I don't know. We tell you what, after the session is over, I will make sure that that link is working, and I'll drop it in the description of the Google live stream and or the Google um, video if I make it a video instead of a live stream.
Shall we just send attach the Google link, the Zoom link here to make sure everyone is signed up on Zoom
Sure.
on YouTube, yeah?
Yes. So at least if you've got the Zoom link, you can click. I'm not going to go find the link for you right now, Verinder. So go to Meetup and just click on that link there. It's literally says weekend intensive. The weekend classes are not more condensed. The only thing I'll do differently is I won't do day one because day one today is the longest of our things. It's got like a 3 hour thing. I'm trying to squeeze it into an hour and a half. And on the weekend, you'll do 3 hours on Saturday, 3 hours on Sunday. We'll be going through each course. But again, I will assume that you have hopefully watched the training videos, and we will be focusing on doing the labs because this is, like I said, a very introductory course. You don't really need a lot more than that. And yes, Michael, it is only Gemini. It's a Google course. What do you expect? It is only Gemini. Okay. And you know what? I will give you the slides for this because honestly, all of these prompts you guys should have. I don't expect you to be taking screenshots. So I'll put the slides in there. Before next Monday, you will be watching the videos for course 2, which is AI for brainstorming, I think. Which it's only about 10 or 15 minutes.
So Maya,
Today's
are you going to send that?
It'll be in the Google Drive. And yes, I will also send a reminder email, which points you to the Google Drive and tells you to do your homework. But your biggest homework is literally to do this stuff that we're doing, right? Where you practice, where you give it a prompt, then you give it another prompt and another prompt. So let's take another real example here. Give me the top 10 must-see places in Paris. Then second step, turn these into a 3-day, day-by-day itinerary. Right? And it doesn't have to be Paris. Pick your city, wherever you want to go. And for whoever asked, someone wanted the URL. This is the Google Drive URL. Everything is on there. All right, we're in there. See you on
Is
Saturday.
The Zoom link is on there as well?
The Zoom link is not, but I will put that in there. That's a good idea.
Yeah, please. I think that will help everybody. Then they can make sure that they are registered on Zoom, and also um we will Maya will need to reconcile the Zoom links with your opt-in forms as well to make sure that everybody gets all the information.
I have no idea what you mean, but yes, we'll talk.
So
My brain's not working too well today, in case you didn't realize. Okay, so I put in the steps. So go ahead, let's do that. And again, I'm going to create a new chat just because I like new chats. You know, there's no reason not to. Let's just say, oh, come on. Open the sidebar. There we go, new chat. And step 1, give me the top 10 must-see places. I'm actually going to say Lima, not Paris, because I want to go to Peru.
but somebody's asked in the live stream, since Gemini recommended starting with Looker Studio for maximum visibility, how can we leverage Gemini specifically to automate or speed up the data cleaning process before visualizing it?
I would literally go to Gemini and say, hey, can you help me clean up the data? But I also want to remind you that it only said Looker Studio because when it asked what tools I have access to, I said Looker Studio. It's not a generic advice. It's it's responding based on the answers I'm giving it to the questions. So if instead of Looker Studio you said Tableau, it would tell you how to use Tableau. So this, what we're doing right now, is prompt chaining again. Ah, I got the response. Aishwarya, try putting in one at a time, not all four. Start a new chat, put in just the text from point one. After it gives you a response, put in the text from point two. All right, Sergey, hopefully see you next time. And again, watch the recording, do the training before you show up next week so that we can just go straight into the labs. You did one, and that gave you that answer. I don't know why. Can you start a new chat and try again, Aishwarya? Oh, lovely. 3-day trips, day by day, 3 trips. That's very nice. Now keep moving. Okay, great. That chat must have just got confused. Haha, vegan options, no vegan options. Oh my. Okay, ask for vegetarian Indian because most restaurants do not actually use ghee. So the only dairy product would be there. And then just pick the dishes that don't have paneer in them or meat. Recording link, go to our YouTube channel and you'll find it there. Okay, look at that. Cat parks. There's a cat park in Lima. I have to go now just because of that. And then for each day, suggest 2 things, 2 restaurants. Yes. And I'm changing it because I want spicy food. Next meeting is not on Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, Sunday is a separate training. It's a 2-day intensive. What we're doing now in 7 weeks, the Saturday, Sunday version does in 2 days. So if you're in a hurry to get your certificate, do the Saturday, Sunday. Given that this is a very introductory course, it's completely doable. Otherwise, you're going to spend 90 minutes once a week. So come back next Monday. And what you do before next Monday is you go watch the trainings for next week. There you go. Spicy food, lots of chili peppers. Yes, I'm happy. When I go to Peru, I already have my answers. Everyone in there in the session, how's it going? Are you able to use these prompts? Are they working? Now, if I'm not mistaken, Peru is actually not just the Hispanic culture, but it's also Japanese. So that's going to be fun. Someday I'm going to get there. Okay, tell me, folks, do you need more time to do the lab? Next is the most fun one, in my opinion. You can generate images. Think about that. Yeah. And I'm just going to copy all of this straight into the chat so that if you want to, you can do all of this yourself as well. Okay. Now it says here that you need Google AI Pro. No, you don't need Google AI Pro just to do one single image. No. And to prove that, I'm going to just go here, open the sidebar, start another new chat. And this time I'm going to say, what do I want? Can you draw an image of a donkey in a... You guys know what a donkey is? I know what a donkey is. He's also got a helmet and glasses. He's Zooming down from the sky into towards an ice cream shop. Dramatic lighting, children looking up in awe and excitement. This is just me being weird. Do whatever you want for your image. And let's see if it can do that. Look at that. No Google AI Pro yet, but it's creating the image. Ha, not bad. Of course, it's silly enough to think that there are two Scoops and Smiles shops right beside each other, which, even if it was a franchise, they wouldn't make them right opposite each other. It's smart enough to know how to differentiate between text and image. And basically, I literally told it, can you draw an image, right? So everyone, have you created at least one image? Can you also include an old woman? I'm now trying to refine that image. Let's see if it'll work. At some point, it's going to tell me I'm out of credits because this is a free chat. But as you can see, for day one, we have the free is plenty good enough. Oh, thank you, Karen. Haha, there's my little old lady grinning gummily. When I say gummily, I mean she's not put her dentures in, so you can tell the mouth goes inward. So, yeah, I am weird. I have a lot of fun with images. Uh, if I was doing blog posts or a children's story book, I would love to do something like this. Okay, more questions? Anyone? Anyone? Any question? Oh, look at that. I should have gone to the next slide, huh?
Someone on YouTube, Maya, is asking for the Google videos, a link to the Google training videos. Those will be on Google when
They
you register
are,
for the Google course itself. We're not sharing the actual videos, are we? Google video.
I actually do have them.
Oh, okay. Is that in the link? Is that in the handout?
It's in the, yeah, it is in the Google
Okay,
Drive.
I'll put that
So
link.
if I go to Google Drive, which you'll see is AI Fundamentals, and in there is an attendee handout, and that has the link to the unlisted YouTube playlist. And if you click on that, that gives you all the videos for course one. Okay.
Right. Cool.
And this is an image I made earlier, also using Gemini, also on the free account. This one was just a dog pulling a sled down a snowy hillside. This is a very common thing in Canada with two small kids hanging onto the sled. Yeah, very cute, except I was expecting the plastic kind of sled, not the one with the dog, with the Malamute kind of doing the Alaskan racing. But you know what? Given how little information I gave it, pretty good answer. Okay, so
Right.
everyone, have you been able to create your image?
Someone has asked, a few people are asking for mock questions for the test to know the level of the questions.
I will tell you that the questions were extremely easy. I'll see if I can come up with some mock questions. I obviously didn't take the questions from the exam itself, from the quizzes themselves, but they were pretty straightforward. The only one that I personally had trouble with was the data science one, data visualization and stuff. I kept, yeah, my brain clearly doesn't work well for that.
Uh,
Gemini uses Nano Banana. So Aishwarya, yes, its image generator is fantastic.
We have a question here about the Google Gemini training and certification exams. Do they include knowledge of anti-gravity, IDE, and CLI? So
I don't think so.
this particular course that we're doing here is the very foundational course, and it won't be covering any of that.
And it's not only that it's a foundational course, it's also, well, it is because it's a foundational course. I shouldn't say not only, but the bottom line is that it's it's not very techy. It's intended for the non-technical audience. So this is not going to get you a job where you're doing a lot of actual Python coding or any of that. This is more for if you're in a marketing job or you're a project manager, how to get your work done with the help of AI. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, this
Michael,
is even.
sorry. Michael's asking, he's struggling to generate the image. It's just seeing three dots. Just create a new chat and try again. That chat might just be confused. Sorry, Karen, what were you saying?
Sorry, I was just going to say, oh, I've lost my thread now. Oh,
Sorry.
someone's saying here sometimes Gemini or AI goes on a wrong path. How do you request modifications without AI going bonkers? Not quite sure what you mean there, PS. If you could explain what you mean by AI going bonkers.
AI going bonkers really sounds like context drop. This usually happens when you've got really long chat. Um, I would I would try to I would tell it to summarize the key points from this chat and then go start a new chat. That's really your smart way to go about it.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is really the last bit that's important. That is the ACT checklist. It's basically responsible use of AI, right? Ask yourself first, is this the right task for AI? Is the data safe to share? Am I following my organization's policies? And when in doubt, go ask your boss or your teacher or whoever. Yeah. The C in ACT stands for check the output, review for accuracy, bias, and appropriateness. It can sound confident while it's being completely wrong. Kenneth is here. He can tell you that Maya can sound confident while being completely wrong. I was talking about what was it? Sandboxes. Kenneth was asking me about sandboxes to preserve security. And I was busy telling him, no, 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 sandboxes are a pre-production thing, whereas actually we have production sandboxes too. So yes, AI can sound just as confidently wrong as your know-it-all friend, me being your know-it-all friend. And the T is tell people, right? If you're using AI, be transparent about it. Tell your manager, your client, or whoever as appropriate, because it's better to just say it up front and people, give you a pass these days because everybody uses AI, as opposed to pretending it's not AI and, then having them challenge you on it. That just reduces trust. And yes, simple thing is you use placeholder. Don't give people's real names. Don't give sensitive data. And only, this is kind of the military, it's on a need to know basis. You give it only what it needs to know, that it's going to help you for the task. Okay, and this is AI agents is going to be course number 7. Daytonas and sandboxes. Yes, Kenneth, I recognize that. I still have no idea what a Daytona is. Maybe I should do my homework. So AI agents are basically a system of AI tools that you can delegate entire workflows to. It's not just a single task. You give them access to your calendar, your email, your files. They can take series of actions and come back to you. So basically, it's it's basically something that can fire off on its own. So there's some kind of a trigger that causes it to act. It could be a timestamp. It could be, something happening in your email. And then it goes off and does what it needs to do, comes back and gives you the results. You are the one who sets the boundaries of what they cannot do and what they can do. Take that seriously. And then there's delegation, right? You decide based on risk and reversibility. A draft email, low risk. A public social post, not reversible, right? I mean, you can cancel the post, you can delete the post, but someone's already seen it. And the minute it's on the internet, someone's probably taken a screenshot and it'll come back to bite you in the ass. So be careful. I know one of my mentors, he's really, really smart man, but he gives AI access to everything. He wears a wearable, it records him all day. Like, I don't, I am more paranoid, so I don't do that. Um, what can agents do? They can summarize and route emails, schedule meetings, research and compile reports, blah, blah, blah. It can actually do much more than that. AI today is doing, LinkedIn outreach for companies. It's doing LinkedIn connection requests for people. It's setting up appointments. Like, it's doing all kinds of things. Whatever we can imagine, it can do a lot more. But your
No,
role,
there's a comment here about, talking about data privacy and putting data in. Surely setting up access to emails and calendars is a little unsafe. So any real protection? Kenneth suggested sandboxes. Any thoughts?
absolutely, it's unsafe. That's literally why my AI does not get access. I don't even give it read access. Like, I'm paranoid. So it depends on your sense of comfort. But if you're at a job and your email is literally just responding to clients all day long, you're a junior marketing person, it's probably fine because they're going to be asking the same basic questions. Where's my stuff? Has it been, are we on track to get it done by this day? Whatever. It's probably fine. Same thing if you've got an AI for customer support. Has my package from Amazon been sent? What's the tracking number? Why is it late? That stuff is very okay to do with AI. But if you're the CEO or the CTO, probably not. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, review before anything irreversible happens. You really don't want to be the CEO or the CTO and having the AI blurt out company private information to everybody via email. All right. Thank you for sticking with me. We've done amazing. Like, we're 15 minutes early. So homework is watch your course one videos. Like I said, they're going to be in the Google Drive in that attendee handout. And there's the link there. There is also a bunch of documents, right? And literally the same things that I talked about, there's a document that says how to do the same thing. So if you've forgotten what we did in one of the labs, go back and look at the documents. They're right there. Yeah, fundamentals, there we go. So they're all there. 6 modules, all of this. And that's it. Questions?
Doreen's asking if the weekend course requires any action in advance. The weekend course is basically going to be this course that we're talking about today. We started it, but it's going to go through it far faster so that you're going to, instead of going over 7 weeks, it's going to be 2 days. So
It's
there's
going to
no
be
more,
done
no
in
preparation.
yeah, in 6 to 7 hours, really. The homework for Saturday, for day one of the 2-day intensive, is literally this course that we just finished today. So watch the training videos that are in week one in the AI fundamentals course, read the documents, and literally all it's saying is when you come in on Saturday, do you know how to chain prompts? Can you make an image? And Karen's laughing, so something's going on.
So I just, no, 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 keep going. I'm just reading something, one of the comments.
Yeah, rabbit hole has no bottom. You're right.
No, not talking about that.
All right.
Right,
Why
no,
is it all for
no,
free? Oh,
yes, that
it's
was what
all for
I was
free
giggling about.
because I'll tell you why it's for free. Because I have been in that position of wanting to get a certificate, not right now, years and years ago, and not knowing where to start. And yes, the free courses are available, but doing it myself was intimidating, right? So I figured if we do something that brings people in a group, That's probably the best. And I'm going to be very honest about it. There's going to be advanced trainings as well. Those are going to be for pay, but I want you all to be able to at least get this basic certificate. And this one, I'm promising you, if you do all the homeworks and do the labs, you should be able to get that certificate. It's a no-brainer. So I'm not
Yeah.
saying I'm going to come and do your homework for you. I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to give you all the questions that show up in the quiz, because obviously that would be extremely unprofessional and unethical. You want to have a practice final test? Sure, we can do a practice final test. And
Yeah.
Google itself, yes, Kenneth, Google gives away a lot of stuff for free. So I will be teaching that machine learning course and a data science and applied data science course, but those are not going to be free. And those are going to be August through December. So if you guys are interested in doing those, you sign up. Also,
One of
those
the
ones are going to be very limited. That's going to be 20 people, right? So it's basically first come, first serve. I do
Yeah.
not have an AI agents course. That is something we're actually planning for next year. We're going to have a full certification from the AI Professionals Network. Look at Karen's eyes. She's like, what is Maya talking about?
Well, I would
So,
hope that we do an AI agent course before then. That's what I'm thinking.
okay. No, okay, not a course. There's going to be an AI agent capstone project for that full AI certification next year. That's what I meant. But yes, Karen and I will discuss and figure out what to do.
Yeah. One other thing I want to add actually is one of the reasons, from my perspective anyway, that I think this is an excellent idea for everybody to cover this basic course and get that Google AI professional certificate is not just for yourself because you know, it has some weight, even though the content isn't heavy. But in addition to that, we are setting up a directory for our AI Professionals Network. And now, for those of you that have been part of this for a little while, you'll know that our AI Professionals Network is really quite extensive around the globe. And, we're looking at building that out and making that really something to be proud to be part of. And, if a number of our members have these certifications behind them as well, that's going to give the members as well as the community a lot of credibility. Um, so there's a lot that we're looking at packing in here. So it's kind of watch this space. We're busy beavering away in the backgrounds, aren't we, Maya?
We are.
And if when you sign up and be part of our community, as you have now that you've joined this, you will be part of the community if you've not been part before. But we'll keep you posted on all the different trainings that are coming up, and yeah, you'll find because I see other people are saying, what about links to other trainings, etc. We'll get those out to you.
Yep. And for those on YouTube, if you look in the chat, Karen has very kindly put in both links, one for this course and one for the weekend course. So go sign up there. Any more questions? What
Right,
was
there's
this
one
session? Was this
there.
session useful? Was the pacing okay? Was I going too fast?
Yeah. Someone else was asking about if there's another weekend course planned other than this weekend coming.
I wasn't planning to do that this month, but maybe one more next month. And I was also wondering, like, do you guys want to do a weekend one or a weekday one? I mean, I figured weekend because people have the opportunity, you're not at work, you're not at school. Shiva, we will send out the link to the community in email. So please reply.
Let's make sure it's in the document as well, in the Google Drive document.
And Kenneth, totally appreciate your help. Anyone else here who's been dropping hints, dropping answers and links that I've shared, thank you very much because that really helps. Yeah. Wow, we still have 77 participants. That's a lot of people, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you. And let me just see, what do we have on YouTube? 22 people watching there.
Yep,
Presumably was
21 at
more
the base.
earlier.
Yep, 36 at the tops. Great. Thank you all for coming along. If you have any questions, now's the time to pop it in the chat. We will send out a link, or the link on to the community will be in the Google Doc Drive document that you've
And
got.
yes, I will send out the Google Drive link again in chat. So you'll have, sorry, in email. So as long as you're registered on email, you'll have it all. And for those who are watching on YouTube, I will put the links to the sign up page there so that you're all then on the mailing list as well if you didn't come through Meetup.
Yeah, I put the link in there already.
You need a Gemma 4 fine-tuning course. No. Kenneth, you can teach that one. How about that? Our channel is at Practical AI Skills. So,
Yeah.
and
And
Kenneth,
we
I'm
really appreciate.
semi-serious. Sorry, Kenneth, I'm semi-serious. If you want to teach something that you've learned in your MSc, come teach.
Yeah, do get in touch. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Someone
Excellent.
on YouTube is asking where to watch those Google training videos. Go to the drive that Karen pasted in there. The, the Google Drive. The link is in there. So you should be okay.
There's repeated requests about demonstrating token reduction in request prompts and large data input examples in request prompts. That's kind of out of scope, but I don't know if
It
you want to.
is out of scope. The bottom line is don't ask me, ask your AI. It should be able to help you. I know, like with Claude, for example, there's entire model routing prompts where you can say, for the more complicated stuff or the more important stuff, use Fable or Opus. For everything else, there's going to be, either Sonnet, or for things like I just need a JSON output, use Haiku, something like that. The Hugging Face site. The Hugging Face site is where people put up all the free LLMs. That's, where you put stuff in on your local machines if you want and experiment there. If you're doing anything that's super private, super secret, I would strongly advise getting your own LLM. Flip side of that, it's extremely, extremely heavy in the sense of your regular laptop won't be able to tackle it. You either need a PC with, really good GPU, or one of those Mac Studio things with also a lot of unified RAM.
And Kenneth
Okay.
has shared a couple of three projects that are on GitHub, which I've put on in the
For
live chat.
prompt reduction. Thank you. That's useful.
Ken.
All right, Kenneth. Appreciate your help there. Okay, guys, we should share that. I'm going to share it onto.
I've done that.
Oh, did you onto YouTube?
Yep.
Thank you. Awesome. Ponytail is your favorite. I don't do ponytails, I do pigtails. Just saying. I'm weird. Okay, if there are no more questions, do your homework, folks. Watch week 2 videos before you show up, and then we can just work on labs. And that way I have more time to answer questions, right? So if you do your homework, more time for you to ask me questions. We can explore more, we can go deeper into the labs.
And do use the community.
Which we will send out by email. Thank you for the reminder, Karen. I had completely forgotten.
Yeah. So if you've got any questions, then we can help you on there.
Yep.
What you've got a lost person. Okay.
Sean is asking, what, Seon? Sorry, Seon. What if you've already put in a lot of personal info on AI chats in the past? Is there a way to kind of reclaim, remove your info, like cleaning up personal stuff? It's unfortunately already out in the AI verse. You cannot take it back. But the kind of good news is that it's going in with millions of other people's information, right? It's going to be really unusual for it to pinpoint that, oh, it was Seon's data. It knows, but there's no reason for it to tell anybody else about Seon. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kenneth's right. You can delete it from your client side, but I assume the worst. Don't forget also ChatGPT, OpenAI got taken to court for something, and the judge ruled that they have to keep the data indefinitely, not even 30 days, indefinitely. Sean, thank you for that pronunciation correction.
Yeah. And the reality is that there's so much data out there on each and every one of us that we just don't appreciate, we don't realize. And as Maya said earlier, one of our mentors is kind of doesn't care about any of this stuff. He's just saying, well, look, the information is out there anyway, so I'm not going to be fussed by it. I'm not holding back in any way, shape, or form. So it's how you want to look at it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's amazing how much information that can be dug up on you as needed.
Tang, I don't know what to put in an FAQ. So I guess I could take this transcript from today's chat and go, that's the FAQ. We could do that. And Kenneth, yeah, okay, our overlords are nice. AI overlords. Oof, yes, it's coming. It's coming. They're going to be our bosses. If they're going to put them to war, then why the heck not put them to rule over the rest of us?
Well, someone told me that actually AI was asked if you wanted to take over the human race or take over, the planet, how would you go about it? Its answer was, well, I'd get everybody to become dependent on me, that they're using me for so many different things, um, and then I'd take over the planet. So,
It's already
yeah.
happening without any such specific instruction. We are 1 minute over time.
Yeah.
If anyone
And
has any
Tang,
last.
yeah, just on the FAQs, if you've got questions, put them in the chat, in the community chat um forum in
Yes.
that membership site, and then we can ask there, and then all the FAQs will be in there anyway.
And I'm going to also suggest one more thing. After sitting through this whole thing, I really appreciate those of you who stuck around. Um, Go try the same stuff in ChatGPT, in Claude. Like, it's good to know all three of the LLMs. Use the freebie. That's all you need for now. You're just practicing, right? So the more you practice, the more confident you become across the board. So if you're going to go for a job interview after that, that's literally what you want. Oh, and yes, I didn't mention I'm also going to be offering the Google AI job search certification. So, haha. Yes, save the chat. I just saved the chat. Haha. All right. Any last minute questions?
Just looking on the YouTube live. How do we best integrate Gemini API with Python for automated data cleaning? Again, out of scope, but do you want to take that, Maya?
I would literally say ask Gemini. Anything that I don't know the answer to these days, I tell you, go ask your LLM. It'll tell you. It's not just, I'm becoming so lazy. It's not just me not knowing, it's also me not wanting to go take the time to go do research and come back and tell you when you can literally, it used to be go Google it. Now the answer is go ask your LLM.
Yeah,
Last
excellent.
call. Questions? Ask the bot.
And even though Maya might appear to be a robot at times, because she does to the
I
technology, you do appear to be the robot sometimes. You're not.
Not yet. I'm dreaming of the day when I can have a robot clone and have it do all my work.
Uh,
My preferred platform is Claude right now.
yeah.
I just I just do a lot in there. And that's on me because I hear Codex right now is really actually better than Claude. So I should be going there, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, but they change all the time, don't they?
Yes, they're always one-upping each other. You find the free ChatGPT is more reliable. Good. Yeah. But this course is unfortunately in Gemini, so you're going to have to use that. I like that, Kenneth, all of them. Yes. Codex as the sidekick. Okay. All right. I've gone 4 minutes above time. I appreciate all of you, those who woke up early from the West Coast, those who stayed up late in India. Appreciate
There's
you
one,
all, and I will see you all
sorry,
next.
Maya, there's a question on live just before we cut. How can we prevent AI hallucinations when generating statistical summaries? Um,
One thing I'm finding is if you just tell it, if you don't know the answer, please just say so. Do not make up things. That helps. But fundamentally, you need to know the subject matter. If it's
yeah.
hallucinating, you need to be the one to say, hey, wait, that's not right. If it's giving you links to something, click every link to make sure it exists. You don't want to be like the lawyers who submit documents with false links. The judges were not amused. This has happened more than once. It's repeated, and people don't seem to learn. Do your due diligence.
Yeah.
Same thing when you're submitting homework, right? Do your due diligence. AI is, it's the same thing I keep saying. It's like a little child. It wants to please you. If you ask it a question, it's going to give you an answer, even if the answer is completely false, and it's going to do it very confidently. It'll also argue about it and defend it till its dying breath.
And that's why it's really important that your prompt is really specific, because minimum amount of scope for any guesswork or any assumptions will give you the minimum amount of hallucinations. But if your prompts and your request and your context or whatever is vague in any way, shape, or form, that's where there's room for hallucination, and it will make up stuff because it wants to please you, as Maya said.
All
Maya,
right.
again on YouTube Live, do we do the first course one first for next week? It's course
Course
one.
one is what we just did. I would still advise watching the videos because you might as well. You're going to have to watch them while you do the training, while you do the official certification. But the thing we need for next week is course two. That's the AI for, what was it? Brainstorming and something else.
Yeah. And then in the chat here, we've got
Brainstorming and planning.
thank you again. See you Saturday. Ask the bot. Yes. Domain specific experience needed for that one. Cause how do you go to law school for 8 years and not double check? Yeah, exactly. And would you share the slides for future reference? The slides will be on the Google Doc. Yeah?
Absolutely. Yes.
Perfect.
All right, everyone. Thank you again. See you next Monday. Do your homework. There will be emails coming to you.
Yeah.
And
Thank you. We'll see
all
you
right.
soon.
Bye,
See you
guys.
soon.
Bye.
Enjoy the